Have you ever had a season in your life where everything just crumbled? The relationship you thought would last forever suddenly ends. The job you built your identity around slips away. The friendships, routines, and plans you leaned on seem to vanish. And in those moments, it feels almost personal, like the universe singled you out for punishment. But here's the truth. It isn't punishment. It's preparation. The dismantling of your old life is the universe's way of clearing away what no longer serves you, so you can step into who you're meant to become. Today, let's go deep into this idea. Why your old life sometimes has to be dismantled, what that process really means, and how you can trust it, even when it feels unbearably painful. Part 1. Shattering the illusion of punishment. When things fall apart, the first question that arises is, what did I do wrong? We've been conditioned to believe that suffering equals punishment, that misfortune is evidence of failure or mistakes. But the universe doesn't work on a reward and punishment system. It works on growth, alignment, and expansion. What looks like loss is often a sacred reorganization. It's the dismantling of walls that are too small to contain your future. Just as a seed has to break open for the tree to grow, your old structures have to crack so your true self can emerge. Part 2. Why the old life cannot stay. Your old life was built for a past version of you. It fit who you were, not who you are becoming. Imagine trying to fit into clothes from childhood. They simply don't match who you are anymore. The same applies to jobs, relationships, and identities that once fit you, but now feel suffocating. The universe dismantles them because your soul is expanding. It isn't cruelty, it's grace. By stripping away the old, you're being freed for the new. Part 3. The pain of transformation. But let's be honest, this isn't easy. Transformation feels like destruction before it feels like renewal. Think of the caterpillar. Inside the cocoon, it completely dissolves before becoming a butterfly. It doesn't simply grow wings. It literally breaks down into something unrecognizable first. That stage is uncomfortable, disorienting, and painful. But without it, there would be no butterfly. When your old life falls apart, you're in your own cocoon. What looks like an ending is actually the raw material for a beginning. Part 4. The subtle signs of dismantling. How can you tell if the universe is dismantling your old life rather than punishing you? Here are some signs. 1. Abrupt endings. Doors that close suddenly and completely. 2. Loss of resonance. What once felt right now feels heavy, lifeless, or unfulfilling. 3. Repetition of obstacles. The harder you try to push something forward, the more resistance you meet. 4. An inner knowing, a quiet voice telling you, this isn't it anymore. These are not punishments. They are cosmic nudges, redirecting you toward the path that aligns with your highest potential. Part 5. Real-life stories of dismantling. History and personal stories remind us of this truth. J.K. Rowling was jobless, broke, and considered a failure before she wrote Harry Potter. It wasn't punishment. It was the dismantling of an old life so her true path could surface. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he created. Painful? Absolutely. But without that dismantling, he wouldn't have returned to Apple with the vision that shaped modern technology. The lesson? The universe isn't against you. It's working for you, even when it looks like loss. Part 6. The spiritual lens. From a higher perspective, the dismantling is about alignment. We cling to people, places, and identities that no longer match our vibration. If we won't release them, life releases them for us. It feels like loss, but it's actually liberation. The pain isn't punishment, it's resistance to letting go. Once we surrender, we see the dismantling as an act of love, an invitation to step into our next chapter. Part 7. Learning to trust the unknown. This is the hardest part. Trusting the process when the path ahead is unclear. The mind craves certainty, but dismantling thrives in uncertainty. Like the darkness of a womb or a cocoon, this stage is hidden on purpose. You're not meant to have all the answers yet. Trust that something is forming in the unseen, something you'll only recognize once it emerges. The collapse is not the end. It's the soil where your new life is growing. Part 8. Navigating the breakdown. So how do you move through the dismantling without being consumed by fear? Pause. Stop trying to immediately rebuild. Rest in the stillness. Grieve. Let yourself feel the sadness of what's ending. Grief is part of honoring the old life. Release. Recognize what you can't control and surrender it. Stay curious. Instead of asking, why me? Ask what's being made possible for me. Anchor in faith. Trust that the universe only clears space when something better is waiting. Part 9. What awaits on the other side. Every dismantling carries within it a gift. Once the dust settles, you begin to see new people, opportunities, and passions arise. The old life couldn't carry them. That's why it had to fall apart. One day you'll look back and realize that what felt like punishment was the exact turning point that sets you free. Part 10. A moment of reflection. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of one area of your life that feels like it's unraveling right now. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is this making space for? Even without an answer, that shift in perspective changes everything. It opens the doorway to trust. Part 11. Stepping into alignment. When the dust of dismantling settles, you're left standing closer to your truth. The relationships that remain feel more authentic. The work that emerges feels more purposeful. The life you step into feels like home, even if it looks nothing like what you imagined. That's the power of dismantling. It strips away illusions so you can finally live aligned with who you really are. So remember this, the dismantling of your old life is not punishment. It's a clearing. It's the universe removing what no longer serves you so you can grow into what you were always meant to be. Trust the process, honor the endings, and know that your most beautiful beginning is already on its way. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who might be walking through their own dismantling right now. And if you're in the middle of it, hold on. This isn't the end. It's the sacred beginning of something extraordinary. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.